Well, hello everyone. Thanks for jumping on and giving us your time tonight to learn a little bit more about the business opportunity with Arbonne. I'm Rita Bonivento. I'm an area manager and independent consultant with Arbonne. I've been with this wonderful company for 3.5 years, and I come from a PR, marketing and event management background. And what I love, one of the many things I love about Arbonne is that all of the marketing tools are really done for us with Arbonne, and they're so beautiful and professional. We really don't have to worry about any of that side of things. And I know how much it takes to actually get that stuff right. So it's a really big blessing that we have all of that provided for us. And all we really literally do as consultants is we use and share the products that we love, excuse me, as well as the business opportunity. So really it's quite simple. I'm also an integrative nutrition health coach. I've recently qualified with that title, and it aligns perfectly with Arbonne's Healthy Living Inside and Out philosophy and the product formulations, which I absolutely love too. There's no way I could do Arbonne knowing what I know about nutrition if it didn't align perfectly with that. So that's an amazing thing to be able to boast. Tonight I have the absolute pleasure of having a chat with my rock star colleague, Kristin Stewart. Thanks for being with us tonight, Kristin. So I'm going to hand it over to you and ask you to share with us your story. You've only got 5 minutes, and it's an incredible story, and we love your story. So let's have a little listen in to Kristin as she tells us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. So my story can go off in lots of different angles, but I just, to keep it really short and simple, I'm just going to touch on each of them because I think it's really important. I do have a special needs child. I was a hair and makeup artist, and I think all of that, and our stories as we go along might change because, we just don't have one thing going on in our life. I'm sure everybody has multiple things happening in their life. But back when I was introduced to the business, I was a stay-at-home mum, so I had a 3 and a 4-year-old. We were building our dream home. We were living with my mother-in-law. I was doing book work for my husband. Really not good at it, but I was doing bookwork and hair and makeup artistry business on the side too, which I was trying to put as much time and effort into that as possible. I was traveling a lot with that as well when I could, and when I could get a babysitter. Everyone knows what that's like. But I had a lot going on, right? Like I felt like, I was getting pushed and pulled from every nook in my life, but what everyone didn't know was that I had a specific needs little one. So she was just shy of 3, and she started self-harming back then, and all these things that she was doing, and circumstances that would come up, and I was like, I don't know what's happening with her. It's either I walked into the doctor's office and I fell on the floor, and literally drama, very dramatic, and I just fell on the floor, and I was like, I just cried uncontrollably, and I was like, there's either something wrong with my parenting, like teaching me how to parent, or there's something wrong with my child. Either one. I don't like labels, but like either one, and I need help. Give me a sec. Sorry. And yeah, I just said I just needed help. Like this poor kid just couldn't communicate and was just she's about to lose her crap right now. I'm under here with all the lights with the windows open, so I've got all the buggers around me too. Or I just need a shower, either one. So yeah, that's where I was in my life. And when my best friend offered me a sample, I was like, no. Number one, I have the best products in my kit, and there's no way I was going to put something in my kit that was sold like this. And number two, I don't have the time. I don't know enough people, and I don't have the emotional space right now to actually pick up anything else. But, I was a very slow burner. Like it took me a long time to figure out what I actually had, what an amazing opportunity that I had. And it took a longer than I would have liked now. But I think it was, everyone has their own story in their own time. It was a very slow burn, but you know what? I'm so glad I stuck around and gave it, 5.5 years to get to region, which is the the third level of the business. But I think, you know, I needed that time, and my family's life has completely changed now. You know, my Marley is now diagnosed from then with ADHD, ODD, chronic anxiety, sensory processing disorder, auditory processing, and dyslexia. So, you know, a big whirlwind of things that just don't mix well when they're all put together. But we cope. We deal, we have lots of therapies. We actually have cancelled a therapy session that we used to go every week to Macquarie Uni from where I live is 3 hours round trip. So I'd have to pull her out of school every Friday early, take her over there. She'd fall asleep in the car over there, fall asleep on the way home. When she was there, she'd be perfect, you know, the perfect child, tell everyone what they think they needed to hear and all that kind of stuff. So now we actually get to do therapy at home on her iPad in her own bedroom where she can really open up, and we have come leaps and bounds, like in 6 months, opposed to like 3-4 years with that psychologist. So, you know, just being able to afford the extra little bits, you know, and starting a charity in Tonga, I think like 6 years ago, if anyone told me that we would be in this situation where we'd actually be able to help other people, I was like, I just want to pay my bills. Like, I just want to not have a heart attack every time I get a letter in the mail with a window. Like, that's all I want. I want to be able to go to Woolies and not freak out that my card's going to decline because I've got $300 worth of therapies to pay for that week. So, you know, 6 years on, I'm like complete change, and I just don't know what I'd do without this business. So that is my story. I hope I'm under 5 minutes, but...
You're great. You are absolutely great. And, you know, I'm going to share my screen so that everyone can see the presentation that we're going to run through very quickly. But my next question was going to be, what's the most significant change that's happened in your life? And I think that this slide actually really explains it beautifully. It really does transform lives, right? I think that there's just so many ways that your life has completely changed. So, and I think that Marley's therapies would probably be number one on your list, but I would also say that maybe your relationship with your husband has completely changed.
Everything. So it's my relationship with him, our relationship with Tilly and Marley, and their relationships together, and my relationship with my mother-in-law. It's like our whole family's dynamic has changed, you know, like it's because, you know, if I had to work, right, if I had to do a 9 to 5, or even just have a boss, right, if I had a boss that I had to ask, hey, you know, I've got this therapy or that therapy, just to ask for the time off to get her to all these therapies, like it's non-stop. Occupational OT, she's got behavioural art therapy, psychology, psychologist. Oh my God, I'm going to turn that light off. But, you know, everything. So imagine if I wasn't available 24/7 to whatever she needed. Like any doctor that says, oh, we need to see her on Monday, yes. I don't even have to get my calendar out. Can we do Thursday till? I don't have to do any of that. So that is definitely, like I said, just huge.
The relief. Yeah. I love it. All right, so we're going to move on a little bit, and if I can get my slide to work. So I just want to talk about Peter Mork was our founder, Arbonne's founder, 40 years ago, and he had a vision. He really wanted to create lots and lots of millionaires, and he actually said lots of millionaire women in the world, because he believed that lots of millionaire women in the world would make the world a better place. So, you know, we've moved on from that woman thing, and we actually have lots of men in our business now too, you know, brought in by the nutrition and the sports products. So it's not just a ladies thing anymore. And I guess what he really wanted to do was provide this opportunity for people working from home and within their communities. And I think that's really beautiful too. So he formulated pure and safe products 40 years ago. We've been vegan certified since the beginning, since before it was popular. And we've never, nor will we ever, formulate or you know, include any animal products, testing on animals, animal byproducts. And we also formulate to European Union guidelines. So we've got a list of over 2,000 ingredients and chemicals that we won't ever formulate with. So I think that gives us a lot of just the relief that we know that what we're putting into our bodies and onto our bodies, into our hair, all of that sort of stuff is really safe for us and our families, which is really, really important these days. We know how important that is. So Kristin, you were introduced in an interesting way to the products, and I just want to ask you, we've got over 400 consumable everyday household products. People use this stuff anyway, right? They're just buying it from somewhere else. So what did you order initially? And, how did you then get to be where you are?
I pretty much for about 6 months, good 6 months, just ordered primer and foundation. That was it. Primer and foundation. That's all I used. That's all I sold. That is it, because, I still was so...
You were a snob, weren't you?
I was such a snob. I had an ego the size of Texas, but I had so much hesitations. Still, I know I joined the business and the products were like the primer and the foundation were amazing, but I still had so many hesitations. I was like I'm a what if person now, but I'm a good what if. Like, I don't care, but what if it does work? That's what type of person I am now. But back in the day, I was like, what if it doesn't work? What if this person said that? So it took me forever to kind of reach out, but I did, for 6 months, just have the primer and foundation. And then one of my girlfriends, my dear friend, said to me, I think I was 31 or something. She's like, what skincare do you use? And I was like, oh, just, baby wipes or whatever I was using. And she's like, Kristin, what are you doing? You are over 30. You need to get some anti-aging. I'm like, oh, thanks for the compliment. But honestly, it was just like that. And I was like, oh, well, I really should. So she's like, she worked for La Prairie for like 15 years or something ridiculous. So she used great quality products. And she started using our RE9, and she's like, you know what, you actually, and I was selling it to her, and she's like, you need to actually use it because it's amazing. She's like, I know the ingredients in there are in other products, but she goes, something about Arbonne and how they put them together. She's like, I don't know their secret, but you need to start using it. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I just started. I didn't even buy the whole pack. I just started with a cleanser, toner, and a day cream. That is it. And it literally changed my skin's texture within, weeks. And I was like, oh my God. So I went and got the night cream and the serum and finished off the whole thing. And that's all I've been using all the time now from that day on. So that's why I'm so passionate now about sharing the skincare. But isn't it funny? Like I always say we've got everything from the crib to the coffin. And these days, I was going to do a post the other day and how many products I actually use before 9 a.m. And it was 21 products. So, from shampoos, conditioner, mousse, hairspray, toothpaste, I cleansed my face, I did my skincare, my makeup, I came down, had a protein shake and my greens, my pre and probiotic and, fizz instead of a coffee. Like it's stuff that everybody uses anyway. We are literally, like, if Arbonne dropped off the face of the earth, we would be going to whatever shop was close to you and replacing them anyway. So we are using these products, and it's just a simple, way of just, guiding that spending back to your own website.
Yep, absolutely. There's the range that you moved on to, our signature range, which is our anti-aging range, skincare. For women, we do have a men's range as well because their skin is about 25% thicker than female skin. So, but I wanted to also ask you about when you started with Arbonne. So that was what, 6 years ago? Is it 6 years? Yeah. Okay, so we didn't even have the nutrition yet, right? In Australia. So what's happened with the nutrition coming in and you integrating that into your business? What's happened with your business?
Pretty much exploded. It's exploded. I, as a hair and makeup artist, it's really odd, I know, but as a hair and makeup artist, retired now, by the way, I am pretty much like 85% nutrition, then double in the skincare, and then like this much makeup. So I will share makeup, and it's still my passion. I love it, but nutrition is just the way everybody is going at the moment. You go get F45s, CrossFit, all this, all the big things, the vegans, the raw food. Every cafe now is whole foods and gluten-free. I'm a celiac, so gone are the days where you go to a cafe anywhere and you go, oh, can we say what's gluten-free? And they go, this cookie right here. and they've got a big, container full of food. It's just like one option. Now we've got like a whole shelf or a whole cabinet. Like everybody is on the bandwagon of this, and they understand it's not just a trend. It's actually everyone's being more educated. I mean, if you've seen the Game Changers, the movie on Netflix, it's documents like that people are a little bit more aware of what they're putting in their body and actually being educated. And it's not a fad, this whole vegan and gluten-free thing. People just want healthier products.
They certainly do, and we know so much more about how much the gut does now for our overall health, and that it really does affect every single activity and every organ in our body. So therein lies the crucial element to health. It's our gut. So that's what our 30 Days to Healthy Living and our nutrition products really, really deal with. I think it's amazing. So let's move on to, the technology that we have at our fingertips and what we get for our $65 joining fee, which this month is actually waived, but normally it's $65 to join Arbonne. It's ridiculously cheap for a potentially multi-million-dollar business. Can you just go through a little, very quickly, what we get for what tools we get?
Well, I wish I found this about, 17 years ago, because, we have a building company. We did have a building company, and it cost us close to $8,000 to actually build a website. And then every time we had a house, or we did a reno and we wanted to do the before and after and put it on the website, they used to charge us like $1,000 per photo that goes up. So stupid money. But we actually, for $65 Australian, 75 for New Zealand, we get a whole website ready for you to use in 6 countries within 2 hours, give or take. So with one click of a button, say you've got a client, I've got a client in the UK. I can one click, just click the UK, copy the URL and flick it to my contact in the UK. She orders online and it gets shipped directly from the UK warehouse to her door. I don't have to touch anything. All I've done really is copy the link and paste it and send it over to her. She's done the rest. So our website is it's so forward thinking, and we have an app. We have an office app where you can control your business and the dashboard. We have a shop app where you can control all your clients' spending and orders. We have we call it the Arbonne University, which has everything: your marketing, your digital tools, your social media tools, your all your product knowledge, anything that you want, anything Arbonne that's going to help to drive your business forward. We have an app for it, and basically it's like a business in a box, $65 business in a box to your door.
Awesome. I think people tend to overcomplicate our business model. Really, we really get that a lot. So it really is as simple as this. We stop buying chemical-laden products from department stores and supermarkets. We start buying pure, safe and beneficial products from our own online businesses. And then we share what we use and we love with others. That is the business model.
Yeah, 100%. You know what? I don't like the word easy, right? Easy for me is lazy. Easy and lazy kind of go in the same bucket. But it's so simple. Our business structure is so simple. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not an easy thing. This is work, and if you put your time and effort, this is time and effort based business. If you put the effort in, you get rewarded. But this is simple. We actually do 2 things, like Rita said. We share product and share the business, and that's it. Yeah.
Done. We're the conduit. So really, is it Rita Davenport that said, your mouth is your business, so make sure it's always open? Really, all we do is we meet people, we connect with them, we ask them some questions about themselves, and then we offer the products or the business if that's relevant to them, if they have a need for it. If they don't, we don't. That's it. We'll stop. So we've got a very competitive compensation plan, and I think that the titles can actually be a little bit confusing to someone new that comes into this business or is looking at the business. So can I ask you, Kristin, sorry, I've got Kristin on my brain because she's in my team, to just quickly go through the 4 levels in Arbonne and what you can expect at each of them.
Okay, so before I start this slide, I just want to make sure everybody knows that these averages on the screen are typical averages of these people around the world at this level. But for tonight, I'm going to share with you my averages, and that goes on my work ethic and my time and effort put into that level at that stage. So at district manager, there's only 4 levels of the business. It's very simple. District manager or DM is an average of $352, and the average time to get there is about 5 months. Average for me, we got there in 6 weeks. We got to district manager, and my average income there was about $1,500 a month. I was sharing it, you know, I was very heavy into makeup then, my makeup artistry business as well. Now, I always say district manager is the most important promotion of them all. If you can get to district manager, you can get to any other level. Once you promote once, you can do it again. So, you know, district manager is the most important. Then we have an area manager. So area manager is an average of $1,700 a month, and the average time to position is 15 months. We have girls doing that very quick these days. We've got, I did it in 8 months. We've got girls, you know, doing it super quick. We've got girls that are doing it, or boys doing it in longer. We've got, you know, in years. So, you know, it definitely is an effort-based business, and it's what you put into it. My average income then was around $5,000 a month. And my highest pay, I think, was about $8,000 a month as an area manager. At regional at area manager, also your income becomes willable. So it cracks me up because I never even knew what the word willable was. I was like, what's willable? I know you have a will, and what's willable? I've got nothing to give to my kids. Like, I've got an awesome shoe cabinet and some cool makeup. Like, that's about it. And I laugh because this is 3 generations deep. So if anything happened to you, knock on wood, your income or your team is still working. You've still got clients. They're all still purchasing. They're still plugging away at their business. That money has to go somewhere. So head office just doesn't put their hand out and go, thank you very much, she's gone, that's mine. It actually gets willed to whoever you want it to. So your husband or your wife can continue to get that income 3 generations deep. So I urge you to just have a think about it, like going to your boss tomorrow and going, look, I know I'm in real estate, but look, if anything happened to me, could you just continue to pay my salary to my husband if I'm gone? Because he needs to feed the kids. He'll need to be there for school drop off and pick up. And if anything should happen to my husband, could you just knock that over to my kids? And, you know, while you're at it, if you could just sign a contract to actually give that income to my grandkids, that would be amazing. Like, who does that? I feel like Arbonne's going to wake up and just take it off the table any second and just go, oh, they've got it too good. Like, that's crazy talk. And then we have regional vice president. That's where you get the Mercedes, you get to earn the Mercedes cash bonus. So the average income here is about $6,500 a month. Its average time to get there is 27 months. And you get $1,200 in Australia. It's $1,210 per month to put towards your own white Mercedes. Has to be white, has to be a Mercedes. Damn, someone's got to do it. But the average income is 6.5. My average income then was around $10,000 a month. And my time to get there was about 5.5 years. We've got girls on the team and people in Arbonne doing it in 8 and 9 months. And we have people in the company doing it in, 8 and 7 years. So like I said, it's definitely effort-based. And then we have a national vice president, and that's where you get $1,510 a month for your car bonus. Your averaging income is $16,500 a month, and your average time to get there is 42 months. We got there in 6 years, and my average income is about that. But you can, and I have got $20,000 a month plus. So it's definitely effort based, and all your bonuses and everything that come into that, and we'll go into that in the next slide. But all your bonuses and whatever are a monthly base. So you have the potential to earn a monthly bonus every single month. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to go, oh my God, I've done a really amazing job. Like, can I have a bonus?
We'll just say that because I haven't got the next slide, I've taken that out to keep it a bit shorter, but at district manager level, you are able, in fact, at independent consultant level, you can earn $125 a month each month. extra as a bonus, just for doing your job and reaching certain targets. At district manager, it's $250 a month. At area manager, it's $500. At regional vice president, it's $750. So you can continue getting extra money on top just by doing what you know you should be doing in your business to keep moving it forward. Arbonne really does incentivize us to keep moving our business forward, which is fantastic. So I'll just quickly touch on the global opportunity, which you did before as well. We're in 6 countries around the world. You can see them there: US, Canada, UK, Australia, Poland, and New Zealand. And I've got clients and team members in the US, the UK, and New Zealand. So you literally can actually make money while you sleep, if we can really, coin that term, because while I'm asleep, I've got people in my team who are shopping on their websites, are shopping on my website. They're shopping in their own currency, and I'm making an override or a commission, and I wake up the next day and my stats have gone up, and I've made commission in Australia, which is pretty damn amazing. So that's pretty cool. And I know that your team, Kristin, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's not really about the people that you know, it's about the people that you know that know other people that know other people that know other people, so it's pretty amazing, that whole global business opportunity. These are the common fears and hesitations that we hear over and over again, and that we had ourselves when we were looking at this business opportunity.
I was like, what? There's only 5 there. I'm sure I could have filled that page.
So I'll just say that, like mine, I was working alongside, my Arbonne business, and so time was poor. But I thought, you know what, I could probably watch less Netflix, and I probably could do less scrolling on Facebook maybe, and squeeze in an hour here and there, or 10 minutes here or 15 minutes there. So that kind of got me through that one. The money side of things, $65. I invested about $500 when I started, because I thought, if I'm going to invest in a business opportunity, I actually need to use the products so that I can talk about them. So that is what I recommend to other people, but they don't have to. It's certainly up to the individual. $65 is what you can spend. And I don't know enough people. I had just moved from Perth to Queensland. Literally, I had just moved, and I knew nobody. So this was a big one for me. I thought, how on earth am I going to who am I going to talk to? And it's funny because, again, it's not about the people you know, it's about the people you know that know a few people that then know a few people. So it's that knock on, that marketing, that network marketing sort of idea. But a lot of the people that I have in my business are not people that I knew before I started my Arbonne business. They're people I've met since. So, just keep that in mind too. It's not about who you know right now. It's about the people that are going to actually enter your life, wherever, in shops, in boutiques, in the supermarket, when you're out with friends, at a pub or a restaurant or wherever. You meet people all the time, your mechanic and his wife, or whoever, whoever, wherever, the gym. So it's crazy how many people we do actually encounter. I don't understand the business. Look, none of us understood the business when we started, honestly.
I still don't understand the business.
It's, it is an amazing business model. I showed my husband, he's a general manager, and he kind of went through the whole thing, and if he was going to find something, he was the one to do it, right? That's something that you learn as you go, and you earn as you learn with this business too, which is another thing I love. You get paid straight away based on the sales that you're making to people. And I'm not a salesperson. I do come from a marketing background, but I honestly think that it's not a benefit. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it really is. The biggest skill that we need in what we do is our ears. And we really just listen to people. We listen to people. We listen to where they are in life. We listen to whether or not they love their job, or whether they're looking for extra cash, or if they want to take their family for a holiday but haven't been able to afford it for 5 years, or wherever it is that it comes into their life. It's not about us. We don't really even need to market it. We just need to listen, talk, connect. That's it. And then if it comes up and it's the right thing to talk about, then that's what we do. So I think not being a salesperson is actually the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So would you like to take this slide, because you are now a newly qualified executive national vice president, the tippy top of our company. And I love that there is no ceiling to this business. You can just keep growing that business as big as you like, and you can earn the income that you want in your life. So really, it is about dreaming big, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And if you are watching this and you are not yet in Arbonne, or you're not a consultant yet, do you know, 6 years ago, someone said to me, in 5 years' time, what does your 5 years look like? And I went, that's a stupid question. It's got to be the same. And she's like, and are you okay with that? Actually, to tell you the truth, this girl on the screen now that's pointing right here, her name is Jodie Healy, and that is who actually said this to me. She goes, and are you happy with that? And I was like, no, like I never really thought about it. And she goes, you know what, you have to get an outcome. What do you want in life? And I'm like, I really haven't even thought about that. All I want to do is like feed my kids, really. Like what do you want out of life? And if you keep doing what you're doing, are you going to get it? And you may be passionate, you may be in the job and you love it, you've worked so hard, you've gone 4 years, 5 years in uni, you're in that position at your dream job. But is that job going to get you what you want in 5 years? Is that going to get you the life that you want to create? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't know any really amazing, successful makeup artists that have, you know, retired and helping other people. It's like, really, to make it in makeup, I had to either open up a makeup school, work my butt off, get the whole big building and all those staff and all that kind of stuff, or I had to come up with a product. So really, I was in the industry that I loved, and I loved working in, but it wasn't going to give me the life that I wanted and what I wanted to give my kids. So I had to change something. She said, something needs to change now to get a different outcome. So I really stuck with that, you know, and like I said before, if you're a what if it doesn't work, or what if, you know, I suggest you just make that shift, that 1 millimeter shift, and go, what if it actually does? What if it actually does work for you? You know, $65, I'm sure you'd be able to walk down the road at any bar, any restaurant these days and buy an entree, not even a main meal. So, you know, $65 to actually join a business that can potentially change your outcome, your 5-year plan. I'm like, what have you got to lose? You know, so I highly suggest to just, if you've listened to this, just write all your questions down, drill the person who sent you this clip, ask them all the questions, and then just go, sign me up. Because, you know, I could sit here all night for another hour and just tell you exactly how my life has changed. But I'm just asking you to trust in what we're saying tonight. We're definitely not here to, and recording this to try and convince anybody. This is 100% trying to give you as much information as we can for you to make that decision. So definitely get on the phone to that consultant and let them know you are ready to dive in, even if there's no water in the pool.
That's it, exactly. Thanks for your time, everyone. And, you know, just get on to your consultant that's introduced you to this video. If you're watching it as a video, or whoever's put you on live, it really is, it's a game changer, completely. We love it.
Thanks for having
me. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.